Welcome back to the ladies' dressing room. I truly feel that this shot of you looking into the mirror with me is the best for this space and kind of makes it feel like you're sitting down here with me as we get ready, which today, it's not really a get ready with me, but I thought, what better way to begin than by finishing my hair and talking to you about our dressing spaces. So today I'm going to be sharing my dressing spaces with you, and I feel like this is the perfect segue into a dress a day in May, where that is going to be the theme and the focus. And I'm going to ask again that if you would like to see other dressing spaces of ladies, which I've already let you know, I love, absolutely love to see that from other ladies. I would ask that you would submit your photo to my email. I've only received a couple at this point, or a few at this point, so I just really hope that you will feel encouraged to do the same because, and again, it doesn't have to be perfect, like we're not looking for perfection here when it comes to our spaces. Just your space is enough, whatever that is. We would all just love to see. I'm already so excited just from the few or the couple that I received so far. So, of course, I've shared my dressing table with you, and I have since taken my flowers out of here, and I feel like I'm really missing some flowers here. But how big that arrangement was, I don't think was probably best for this space. So I'm actually going to be using this. This was a candle jar before, and I found it at Target years ago. And I always loved it because it had this iridescent look to it, and it was pink, of course. And I'm using it as a brush holder right now, but I need to get, or I need to use a smaller jar for that. And anyway, I'm going to be making a small flower arrangement, which I've been loving doing with all of these different flowers that I have, but then I think I'm going to find a couple more because I just enjoy it so much. And having the different variations of color I know is so much better. So I'm going to be putting something else together, so you can look forward to that. When you see it, you will know. But I just finished one of these candles, which I found at Home Goods before. And this one, the scent is Jasmine Santal. Is that how you would say it? Anyway, I've been using this, and I finished the other one, and I'm going to turn that jar into something else. And because it has this seal on it, that would make a perfect jar for lotions. And I definitely want to have some face lotion here on my dressing table. So that will be the next thing that I'm going to do with the one that's empty now. Of course, I always love to have a jar that has like a little topper lid to it, but this one will be really pretty just right here. I loved the color of this. It's so beautiful. So this is the dressing table, and I need to get busy curling my hair. But what I wanted to share with you was that if you watched my video over on YouTube, of course, on Inspired by Nikki, you will have seen that I finally got a few of my pieces over here that have been at the other house, because we were showing the other house and we wanted things to feel lived in a bit there. So I hadn't taken all of my furniture yet. And truth be told, I didn't know even how much I would have taken when we first moved, because I was just under the impression that none of it would go here and everything. And we actually got rid of a few pieces of furniture when I was going to, when we first listed the house. thinking that, I'm not going to use it and we needed to simplify things and whatnot and pare things down. And I'm not regretful of letting it go per se, like the dressing table that I had before. But now thinking back on it, I feel like I could have used it in some way or another, because I'm starting to think of all the different ways that I would like to use the storage room downstairs. So this house has so much storage in it. So much that I mean, so many spaces are just empty. Closets are empty because we just don't have the stuff, right? And not that you need the stuff. And I just wonder, how do these people fill these homes and the big storage rooms that they have? How do they fill them with so much stuff? But I've never been one to have like a storage unit, so I can't relate to that. But what I was thinking was, I'm always about things need to be functional and useful and, so on. Well, I have always dreamed of the idea of having my own little shop that I can sell furniture from, that I could sell dresses, like a dress shop, a flower shop, all of these things. And then I started thinking, I could do something like that from my own home. I could do something to where it's like where I could be on OfferUp or a Facebook marketplace, which I don't like having social media like that, but I am going to be willing to take one for the team, because one of the things I love doing is thrifting for a purpose of like either resale or just making like a beautiful store. This has been a dream that I've had. And to the point where I've actually started looking at little storefronts downtown and in the historic areas where it's just so cute and picturesque. I've been, thinking of all of these things that I could do, that I would enjoy doing, especially as my time frees up, with the kids growing and all of this stuff. I've been thinking of all these things. And so then I just started thinking, why not just create my own shop that I can even sell things online down in my storage room, so that I'm using that space well. And, I have like all of these little pieces of furniture that I could set things up with. I love like a little, just areas. I love showcasing areas and just making little areas beautiful. So it's been exciting to think about that. And that was something that just kind of came to me recently when sorry, my elbow's all in your face there. That it just came to me when I was filming that video about the hutch and just thinking about the space and whatnot. And then I started thinking, okay, well, maybe I can bring even more pieces here if I have it set up just so. And then there are times too where we entertain or host other families, and that whole storage room could act as a bedroom. Yes, there's not a window in it, so is it fire code? No, but you can, just keep the doors open, and the temperature in there is ideal. And I just thought, instead of bringing out like air mattresses and things like that, we could just have beds already set up, because I love having that. And I was thinking of my daughter's day bed that, I was thinking, oh, we'll just leave this here. Well, I don't want to leave it there, because it's something that I found that I thought was beautiful, that, can still get some use, and I could use it for other things that I want to do and just make that space so cute. I want to, and then of course you start thinking of like grandkids and all this, and yes, I know I'm going off on a tangent here, but hear me out, okay? Like I think of just, I don't know, just a house full That's what I think of. And when we have pool parties, and like we're going to be having some friends come and stay the weekend this next month around Memorial Day. And, you know, it would be nice to just have multiple families here and be able to offer those spaces. And if they're so cute, I just know that they will be loved. Loved and adored, even more so than the guest bedroom is here, you know. So anyway, just more spaces for me to decorate and have fun and to really lean into the things that I love, the styles that I love, and share them with all of you, hopefully, to inspire and, you know, use practical, useful spaces, but also beautiful spaces, decorating, changing things up without, you know, changing too much about the way my family lives and does everything. So anyway, that's just a thought that I've been having. So here we are, dressing spaces. That's the theme of today's video. Yes, I know. And I need to just carry on and get on with it already. So let's talk about dressing spaces. Here's the truth. I really can't teach you what to wear, you know, I can't, because everybody is so different when it comes to that and what looks good on them and everything. So my purpose is not to like tell you what to wear. It's more about showing you how and helping you see that having a beautiful place for you to, and by beautiful I mean what you believe to be beautiful, what you feel is most beautiful to you. By curating that space for yourself, whatever that looks like, it will really help you to want to beautify yourself, beautify your, it will help you want to be there to get yourself ready, right? To take the time to do that because you're going to enjoy being there. And that, like, I love sharing dresses because it's something that I gain so much enjoyment from. I love beautiful design and, you know, just the way that it highlights a woman's beautiful figure and just all the things that come with dressing beautifully. And of course it makes you feel good and all of that, right? And I like to share that with you because I want you to feel that as well. But truly I feel like a lot of it starts with where it is that we begin our days and how we begin our days. If we're in such a cluttered mess and we don't put the time into these spaces that we're getting ready in, I can see why you would be rushing from, you know, the moment that you wake up in the morning to the moment that you go to bed at night and not like put in any care into that process if it's not a beautiful process to begin with. So I feel like this is a wonderful place to begin, is our dressing spaces, because it really does set the tone for the way that you want to present yourself each day. You know, it's not just about, oh, I want to wear dresses. It's kind of a byproduct of having that beautiful time and space that you have to get ready, and you know, making that a priority will then lead to you wanting to present yourself in a better way. So I think sometimes we think, well, you know, if we start wearing dresses, then we're going to want to, you know, have a beautiful space and all of that. But I believe that it all comes down to having that space first, that you can feel at peace, that you can feel beautiful in. Because there's really, I mean, having your surroundings in such disarray and where you don't look forward to being in them is such a like a mood killer, I would say, and just where you don't feel like everything is in line. Okay, there is no harmony, because sure, you look great, but then your surroundings don't look beautiful. They don't reflect what it is that you see for yourself. So let's begin there. Let's begin with our dressing spaces. So this is one of my dressing spaces, and one of the things that I wanted to share with you throughout this, throughout the duration of this video, are pictures that I'm going to be taking of my dressing spaces, because I want you to feel inspired by them and just to know like different things that I mean when I ask for you to send me a picture of your dressing space. And that doesn't mean that it needs to look like mine by any means, though if you are inspired by mine, that makes me feel good too. I have been so inspired by different things that I've seen over the years myself of other ladies' dressing spaces. And if I could be that inspiration for you, then, you know, that makes me very happy as well. But I know so many of you, well, all of you all have your own creativity and the things that you love and that bring you joy, and to showcase that and to see that through your pictures and everything will be such a dream for all of us, just to see that, you know, we're not alone in this, in wanting to have beautiful spaces and the way that we are able to curate those for ourselves. On my dressing table here, I just make sure I have this light up mirror. Oh no, did it stop working? Okay. Oh, there it is. From my subscriber and patron, Lisa. She sent me this a while ago, and I've just really enjoyed it. And I really like having it here, so I don't have to try to get really close to this mirror right here, which when I was getting ready in the mirror or in the bathroom area, there was that long mirror that I always tried to get up close to. But right here, I'm able to, of course, you know, get myself, see everything from that mirror right there. So then I had this tray, which I do get questions from time to time about, like vanity trays and whatnot. I used to have a gold one that was pretty typical, something that you might see in an antique shop. So I used to have that on my dressing table, and it was quite a bit bigger, but I kind of like having this smaller one here, which is a frame. It has this chain right here. It's not a frame, but it's a wall hanging. It's a wall hanging mirror. So there's a chain on that. So if I ever choose to put it up on the wall, I would like to keep that there. But it also works as a beautiful tray. And I found this one at Michael's, and I have two of them. And then I have this plate right here, which I found a stack of 4 of these. They came together, and I found that at Home Goods. And then I just have been keeping my lipstick there. Like I said, I want to change that out. I'll probably find something and just maybe put them right here, like right over there. I don't know. And then to have flowers here would be really nice. And then I have this candle here. So that's my dressing space when it comes to my dressing table. This mirror I found at Ross, and the last couple of times that I've gone to Ross, I've seen them still. So if you're looking for a beautiful mirror, I love trifold mirrors, and actually there was this really beautiful one on Amazon that had like the style that I really loved, but I'm not spending as much money as it's costing right now to create that for myself. So this was the next best thing for me, and something that is definitely doing the job and still looks beautiful to me. So just know that there are different places out there. If you would like to create your own dressing table / vanity, whatever you want to call it, you are able to do that with a desk if you just find a trifold mirror, and then you don't have to put anything on the wall. That was something that I used to do in the past, was I would have Jorge hang a mirror on the wall if I didn't have that built-in, vanity dressing table. And that works too. But a trifold mirror is great because it just sets on the table itself. So since this past weekend, I've received other pieces of furniture from the other house that have been a huge part of me getting myself ready in the mornings. And now I am going to be reorganizing everything in my dressing room, in the spaces that, in the furniture that I received, because there, to me, is a much better way to get ready. And so I'm just going to share those spaces with you. They're not done yet, but at least where they are, that is done. The next dressing space that I have is this beautiful armoire. This is what it looks like closed. You need to, take care of the things so it doesn't squeak anymore. So I will tell Jorge about that. But I love this piece. My mom got this for me a few years ago, and it is so beautiful. Now, I've been told I should paint the inside and whatnot, but I kind of like that yellowish gold look to it, so I'm not going to do that. And I like the way that everything looks in there. What I've done, I'm not going to go through all of the drawers or anything, or what I have necessarily up here, but I just want to share with you how I plan on using this. So this is more for the storage that I will be keeping all of my nightgowns, my nightwear, different added slips, things like that, that I just want to keep tucked away, that I will be cycling through. It's a good place, in my opinion, to keep those things because they are shallow drawers. I will be able to see just what I have. But I do like to hang up in my dressing room my dressing robes or my dressing gowns, my nightgowns. I love those that I'm using for the week hung up in there. That is the place where I tend to, put things on. I will go in there and get dressed in that way, and just to be able to have it hanging up and to see it makes it more useful to me and more like I'm going to reach for those things. Whereas I still have those pieces in the drawers that would be in that dresser center island that I have in my actual dressing room, but I would prefer to use those drawers for all my off-season clothing, all of my extra dresses that I'm not reaching for at the moment or that aren't part of my color story. So yes, we will be getting into the organization of everything, especially after I reorganize everything, because now that I have these pieces, I am just looking forward to organizing things in such a way that it makes it very easy for me to cycle through things, to pull things out that I want to at any given time. And that's what I plan on using this piece for, in addition to some other things. But once I get everything organized and have it all figured out, that's when I plan on sharing the inside of everything with you. But then I also have, like a watch, a necklace, some extra perfume bottles, my powder up here, and just, some storage, something that looks beautiful as well. So this armoire is another part of my dressing space. And then we're moving into the bathroom. So I have this lingerie chest, which this was, I'm trying to think where I found it. I think I found it, Oh, there was this antique shop that the lady was into like refurbishing furniture, just painting it, things like that. She had this whole shop, which was very inspiring to me and something that I thought, oh, this is something I would love to do one day. And she also sold all that chalk paint, things like that. So my mom and I found this there, and before it was painted, she just had it in this little storage room. And I asked if I could purchase this because I just liked it so much, and I've always wanted to have a lingerie chest. So that's what this is. For a while, we were using this for all of my husband's socks, underwear, shorts, things like that. But I am going to be using this for all of my underwear, socks, bras, things along those lines. So those foundational garments, that's what this is going to be used for, and more of those slips that I use on a daily basis. And then of course socks and you know, nylons, things along those lines, which I will be sharing that with you very soon too. So I moved the flowers over to this space because I felt like there needed to be something up here that took up a little bit more space, that broke up all the white that's in here. And at one point I was thinking I would want to paint the walls in here because they felt so plain and everything, but part of me really likes the creamy whites and just that ethereal look. And not parts of me, I really do love that, but I also love color too. So I'm bringing more of the color in with the soft hues of the flowers and whatnot. And this was just perfect to me to have up here. And I have some shower, I mean, this isn't, you know, a video about all the organization right now, but I just want to show you what I'm using this for. So eucalyptus shower tabs that you could just put at the base of the shower, because this is right next to our shower. I want this to be useful, and this is a really good place for the lingerie chest, I find, because, you know, the first thing that I want to do when I get out of the shower is like put on my undergarments, and this is a nice place to do that, in addition to putting on lotion. So I may end up, you know, just configuring things differently over here, but I would like to get a little lotion pump over here, something that, you know, doesn't have words, and just the beautiful glass dispenser with a pump to it. And I will be working on that soon. That was something that came to me when we moved this over here. I just thought that would be the perfect place to do that instead of in the shower, which is where it is right now. And then I put this little trinket tray here because if I am taking a shower or, you know, just getting ready for bed, this is actually an ideal place for me to put my everyday earrings, my ring, and just anything that I would have on before I would go into the shower. So that's what this space is for, and I think that it will function really well. It makes the most sense, point of use, etc. But now let's go into the vanity area of the bathroom since we're here. So this is another dressing space and something to consider, because this is where we get ourselves ready, right? We brush our teeth, we just all the different things that one would do. Dressing spaces can be just so many different areas because it's all part of dressing oneself. Dressing oneself for the day. You brush your teeth, you wash your face, you know, put on all your lotions and potions. This is a place to do that. It's towel day, so I don't have my towel hanging here. But so far I have my everyday lotion here. Like I said, I would like to have another jar of lotion, like my moisturizer, because sometimes I may want to add a little bit more before I start my makeup routine. But this is a place where I like to have that. And just, oh, my Grammy's mirror. This is something that I've always loved and seen up on her vanity whenever, you know, when I was a little girl. So this was something that I asked if I could have, and she said I can have it when she died. So when she did pass away, this was something that I had let my mom know I really wanted, and she said that I could have it. So, but it was fine because nobody else really cared about it. Isn't it funny, the kind of things that stand out to you from your childhood, or, you know, just the different things that you latch onto? It could be completely, you know, insignificant and useless to someone else, but to you, it's just like, oh, that brings back so many good memories. I loved the little roses on it. It's funny because when I was younger, or I should say when I was in my teens probably, I didn't like roses. It made me think of her, but it made me think like grandma, right? And I thought, well, I would never decorate like this or that. And then the funny thing is what I ended up loving and wanting to decorate with all the time, roses. And so much of it is that I feel a sense of nostalgia from my childhood with the roses, and I associate them with my Grammy. So mainly red roses though, red roses from Grammy, but that's not something that I really care for, I would say. Only in Grammy's presence were they beautiful and wonderful to me. So then I also have this picture frame here that I brought from the other house recently, and it's just of the family. And then I also brought in this little lamp because when the sconces are off, I do like to have something that just feels warm and cozy in here, and where I rarely use overhead lighting. I dislike it so much. And since adding the curtains in here and the shears, it's just felt so dreamy in this space, which I've loved. Eventually, not right away, but eventually I would love to change these mirrors out for something a lot more vintage. You know, the gold frame, something with a beautiful peak at the top, and just my idea, possibly even the sconces too, because these are pretty modern as well, or contemporary. But yeah, that's in the future. But for the time being, this is working out well. And then I also have like nail polish stuff, just, you know, things to get ready in. This is a space that we get ready in. And finally, here we are in the dressing room. So this space has been so nice to be able to have plenty of storage for all of my dresses, all of the things that I use to get ready on a daily basis or to dress my body. And it will be fun now to be able to kind of space some things out so everything isn't really crammed into a lot of these drawers that I have here. And then I have plenty of breathing room to be able to just set out what it is that I will be wearing for the week or for the month or a couple of weeks, however long a color story lasts for me before I kind of tire of it and I'm ready to switch some things over. So this is one of the things that I love to do, is to create little spaces, even if it's just in one space. For instance, in this space in here, I've created little spaces here and there that make it so much more enjoyable to get ready on a daily basis. And I really hope that that's something that you are doing for yourself, so that you feel good about putting on something beautiful, about choosing beauty every day. That's something that we can definitely do with what it is that we put on our bodies, but it's also something that we can do with our spaces. And so I really hope that having a beautiful space, whatever that may look like for you, is something that you choose for yourself every single day, because you are worth being surrounded by beauty, not only just in what you put on, but in what you what you see every single day. And you're the one that is able to do that for yourself. Nobody else is really going to do that for you. So know that I am here to share with you how important that is for you to do for yourself, and that you deserve it. So thank you so much for being here with me today, and I really hope that you will participate in this whole, space of beauty, and in wanting to share your space with us for this next month to come. And I really look forward to including what it is that you share with me with everyone else. So thank you so much for being here with me today, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.